Ladies and gentlemen, finally I can break my silence and talk to you guys about why I've been a little absent recently, all the things that are going on. I firstly apologize for how I appear and my voice. I have definitely contracted what can only be described as super flu, but I have tablets. I have all the tissue in the world. We're doing well, man. We're just pouring with sweat continuously. It's awful. It's gross. Anyway, we will get better. Anyway, the announcement has been made. The Race to World First is coming up. We're going to be in Krefeld, Germany next week. I have like 7 days before I'm there to cast the World First race. It's going to be bigger than ever. Now, this means a couple of things, obviously, before I get into the World First race at all, is some of you will probably be aware that this coincides with our yearly annual convention. God damn, man. When the raid date was announced, I was furious. Absolutely furious. How can it be on this exact week? How is that possible? A week earlier would have been fine. A week later would have been fine, but it falls right at the smack bang of PreachCon. Yes, it's called PreachCon. No, I didn't choose the name. You guys did. I love the fact that you have now made t-shirts for the event, broadcasting that I'm an egotistical douche with a big smile on your faces. You know who you are. I still love you guys. I really do. Anyway, what does this mean? Before we get into the event, let's answer some questions. One, I'm going to be in Krefeld, Germany for a week. I haven't got my schedule yet of when I'm going to be casting, but I do want to set up some sort of meeting. I already put it out on Twitter that, yeah, we're going to have a meetup. If you can get to Krefeld, I will, as soon as I humanly can, set up a place and a time. I will be there. And if you want to come down because you can't make it to PreachCon or anything like that, or you just live local, come and say hi. Come and say hi. We'll shoot the shit, shoot the breeze, have a beer maybe, have a drink, or just generally just hang out and chat. I'm easy. I'll find somewhere. We have a lot of people in the German community on the channel, and I would love to meet as many of you as possible. It's easily the best part of my job is just coming and hanging out with you guys. So if you can make it, you can make it, and that would be awesome. I will do my best to make sure you have as much notice as possible. I don't know what it'll be, though. I will definitely announce it on Twitter. It won't be another video, so just bear in mind, it's at Preach Gaming. Even if you don't have Twitter, if you can follow that for a few days and then just delete Twitter afterwards, that's fine in my book, if you're looking for any announcements. Or just come and ask me on my live stream. I'll be live streaming as much as possible, of course, until I go to Germany. The next question is, will I get to raid this time? It's actually in my contract. It's actually in my contract that I will be able to raid this time because, as many of you know, the amount of preparation that goes into raiding is enormous. I'm sure many of you have been farming Nazjatar over and over again for them pearly boys. We have a video coming tomorrow on a big subject about that, by the way. But yes, I will be able to raid this time. I won't be bench boy once again. Hopefully, assuming nothing goes wrong, everything should be fine. Last time it was very depressing to me that we put in so much effort to prepare for the raid and then I missed out on the entire raid tier pretty much. I only got to come in for one first kill. No, two. Two first kills. One of the highest one being Blockade. I got to do the guild's first kill of Blockade and then I was out again because I just missed out on so much gear by not being able to attend the initial weeks of the raiding. And then, of course, I had to go back to London in order to do the hosting of the final events, which was a very honourable, and I was very proud of being able to do that. Being asked to come back after I had left the World First race, I had done my bit, and being asked to come back, that was amazing. And that, as I said at the time, that was all down to you guys. The support you guys gave me during the race was incredible. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Going to the drama that's going on right now. I'm not involved in the drama. Like, there was some announcement made because Method's not going to be working with Red Bull this time. We're working with Take TV. I'm not a part of Method. I'm literally a guy who wants to talk about video games. That's it. That's my role in this. The business side of things, no involvement. I get a contract to come and do the casting. That's it. That's about as far as I'm involved. So this whole thing is of little to no interest to me personally. I know a lot of the community is speculating and talking about things, but frankly, even I don't know the ins and outs of this stuff. What I can tell you, though, is obviously I've been in talks with Method because I'm getting ready to go to their race, and I've been in talks with Red Bull, even today, because our working relationship was awesome. I had a great time with the Red Bull guys. I thought they were cool. They've, in fact, snagged me potentially 2 other gigs just due to talking and the work I did down at the last World First race. I got recommended immediately after this recent DreamHack. Those guys who did the production, I think, were obviously in talks with other people about casters and things. My name got mentioned, and it looks like I'll be in Paris and at Gamescom. Purely off the back of that. Like, there's no ill feelings between me and Red Bull, and there's no ill feelings between me and Method. Like, it's fine. So that's my stance on it, is I don't really care. What I want is a microphone and the world's best World of Warcraft gameplay in front of my eyes. That's what I want. And so that's the dream. That's why I do this for a living, man. I just want to expose it to you guys and hopefully do what we did last time, which is point out all these things that these guys are doing that you might not be able to tell is even happening, because there's so much happening in Mythic raiding, and showing you guys where you can go and things to work on and all that kind of stuff. That seems to be something you guys really resonated with last time. I was like, oh, I can totally see that that's happening, and I didn't notice that before. That's what I'm hoping to bring to the table again, and hopefully I can make that happen for you guys. One thing that is really cool, though, and the big feedback that I gave, I had a long talk with Sko after the last World First Race about where it goes next, what do we think would be improving. The one thing we all talked about is like we need to get more guilds involved. We absolutely, as from like a production standpoint of presenting the World First Race, getting more guilds involved was the next way it had to go, because from a casting point of view, like, of course I'm supporting Method, right? There's no doubt about that. I'm at the Method World First Race. Of course I'm supporting the boys in the room as they're pushing hard, and I'm sat there while they're working, 12, 13 hours a day to try and push through this brick wall. But from a caster's point of view and the audience point of view, we certainly want to be able to go, let's fly over to America and see very quickly, see what those guys are doing at the same point of progress, so we can see how they're tackling things. Let's go over to China, which is now what we're going to be able to do this time around, because there's 2 CN guilds involved now. We've got Alpha and Jietianhong, who we're going to be able to just fly over and see what they're doing. I know during Argus, it was the CN guilds who were the only guilds that were streaming Argus. They were the ones who got there and were actually streaming it. And I watched those streams. I was like, this is great. I wanted to see what was happening from different points of view. It's like, because we always run into this thing where it's like, well, Method's using, say, Brewmaster Warrior or whatever. Then you fly over to another guild. And it's like, whoa. They're using like Blood DK and a Paladin. What's going on there? And then you fly over to America. It's like, who've we got this time? We've got Big Dumb Guild. We've got Vodka. We've got those guys in there. We've got Aversion. We've got From Scratch. We've got all these guilds that we can be like, okay, let's see what's over here. And also from a casting point of view, there is downtime with each guild. If you're just following Method, there are going to be times when they do like heroic splits. People don't really want to see heroic splits, so they might be breaking for Mythic Plus or something along those lines. Boom, let's fly over and see what they're doing. They're not breaking, actually. They think they can get through it yet. Let's see what strategy they're going with. So from a casting point of view, so happy. So happy. There are going to be a few guys down there. We're going to be able to cut from various streams and stuff like that. Absolutely so hype at the ability to be able to do that and just keep the entertainment going. So they're going to do a 24/7 stream this time. I have no idea. I haven't seen my schedule yet of what that's going to involve. I am like ultra terrified that we might be there like all night, like, go boys, go, get it done. Which is it's fun. It's fun as hell, but it could be a wacky time for me. What it also does mean though is I am not going to be in the UK for a week leading up to PreachCon, which is just insanity. And it was a real like, God damn. Which is why I've been a little absent recently. So I apologize to everybody, especially to the Patreons who pay for YouTube. But I think most of them are aware of what was going on, although I couldn't really talk about it. The timing seemed pretty obvious. I think everyone was like, yeah, we kind of know. But I, as you know, PreachCon is organized like by me. My wife does a lot, but it's basically like the writing of the show, preparing the show, sorting the guests out, all that kind of stuff, making sure we've got all the segments and stuff done. Because PreachCon is a live stage show with a lot of WoW personalities involved. Making sure all that's done was on me, and I'm not going to be here the week of PreachCon, which means it needs to be ready like way earlier. There's no room for error because I'm literally not in the country. I'm going to have to fly back from the World First Race to do PreachCon, and who knows, man, if the race is still going strong, maybe I'll be going back to Germany. That could get expensive though, so I'm not saying that's going to happen. Hopefully, I mean, in many ways, I kind of hope they kill it early, although that would be a pretty badly tuned rain tier, so it's kind of a weird scenario to be in for me personally, but you get the idea. I think you get the idea is that maybe I'll do PreachCon and then be immediately on a flight back to Germany the next day. We'll have to see what happens there, whether the guys were like, no, we're not flying you back out here, like, fuck that. I would get that completely, by the way. I wouldn't do it. I'd be like, no, you left. Like, it came over for you, buddy. So that's that situation. I hope that explains it. I'm doing as best I can to make sure everything's working, but it's tough, man. As many as you know, I've been in this chair for like 18 hours a day for the past like month. I'm feeling pretty rough. It's probably why I've gotten so ill. I did almost go to the hospital because I was in a pretty bad way, as you can see, but hopefully we'll get better. I feel better today, so that's fine. My family's taken some vacations. They've been camping and things and just left me in the hole to keep working, but it's all for a good cause. It's the joy of the job, man. It's not a guy at a desk with like a pile of papers like you'd see in a cartoon, just like scribbling away, doing like boring, monotonous work. Everything I do, I love. I absolutely adore it. And also, of course, keeping up with getting ready for the raid, because it's a manic time right now. It's absolutely manic. But I'm going to talk about more than that tomorrow. I'm actually putting up some announcements, and I am putting up like a set schedule of when videos are going to come out. We've got a lot of people now. We've been opening the doors a lot recently to let more people into the community, because we've had a pretty set in stone group of people who have been absolutely vital to make sure everything works here for about 5 years, like the same crew of people. And it's time to start opening the doors a bit, because they're like married and shit now. They have like prestigious jobs, like their lives have got on. And so we're opening the doors to let more people in now. I think at least 70% of the original crew of behind the scenes people that I love, every single one of them is now married and moved on and moved countries and having children. It's amazing to see how it has grown. It's been fantastic. But of course, we need to let the doors open. And we have opened the doors a lot more recently to let more people in. People you'll get to know in one form or another. One of the great ones we've added is Chunky Ninja. The great Chunky Ninja, who'd visited every PreachCon, had been in the community for years and years, has come on to do artwork for us. So you're going to see a whole big renovation of the channel in terms of its artistic layout, new designs and all that kind of stuff. That's all down to this guy who has been in the community forever and was just like, yo, give me the ball and I'll run with it. And my God, has he run with it. And it's been amazing to see. And hopefully we will have a new face to show you who will be working here full time. I have offered the job. But we'll wait and see on that. I'm not going to announce anything more than that until there are issues with it, and specifically regarding international movement to the UK. So there are issues we're trying to overcome that aren't really like work related things, which is a bit of a bummer, but we're doing our best. So hopefully I'll have a new face to show you, and then the web shows will be back and things like that. I never wanted shows like the web show to be podcasts where I just get random people in. I like it as an in-house chit chat type show, and I think you guys like that because it separates it from it. So hopefully we can get that back and have some good fun with it. Other than that, guys, that's what's going on in my life right now. On another note, all non-WoW gaming content will be going to a different YouTube channel. It's the only way it works these days. YouTube buries anything that isn't something that's regularly clicked on a YouTube channel. And so it doesn't even show you non-WoW content. The amount of people who've asked me, why don't you make a video on X and Y game? Where's the mates what's on this and all this kind of stuff? And they're out, and they've been out for months, and they have like 6,000 views. And I'm like, YouTube doesn't even show them to you, dude. That is the nature of the beast. So that is how it is, and hopefully we'll resolve that by moving over to there. And also, for those guys who are interested in that, you can go over there. But it'll be starting about after PreachCon, man. I'm not doing anything extra until after PreachCon. Thank you so much for listening. I am going to return to trying to get better and drinking all the water in the world. Love you all. I hope to see some of you IRL very soon. Bye, guys.